Yo, what's up my sauce mates? How you doing today? I'm doing fantastic. I got a delicious meal planned. Unfortunately, this is not a short one. This one will take a couple days. So if you wanted to do this at home, you better be prepared to be hungry and wait, because it takes, at least 48 hours to do. But the patience pays off in the end. I'm making a duck leg confit. As you can see, I got a nice little package of culvered duck leg and thighs here. I love duck. It's my favorite poultry. My favorite poultry. Yeah, it's delicious. So what confit means is cooked in its own fat. What this requires first is a marinade. It'll take at least a day in the fridge, and then at least another day to be first cooked in its fat and then sit in the cooled fat. Then it gets seared and served. So this is at least a 48-hour process, but it's worth it in the end. Duck leg confit is one of the most delicious things I've ever eaten. So, without further ado, I'm gonna cut this bag open and get started making this duck leg confit. Hope you enjoy. Check that out, beautiful leg and thigh of duck. That beautiful deep red duck color. There's nothing like it, nothing like a good piece of duck. So we got these guys right here, and that's going to be a delicious meal in 48 hours. All right guys, so we're gonna make a nice saucy marinade for these duck legs. So there's several important ingredients. The first which is being salt. I like to use pink Himalaya salt for everything. So I'm gonna put about a 1/4 cup of that in there. A tablespoon of thyme. Some crumbled up bay leaf. About like 4 cloves of mashed up garlic. Shallot chopped up. And then here we have a French 4-spice mix known as quatre spices. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Spices. It's spicy. It's white pepper, nutmeg, clove, and ginger. So that, and then all I gotta do is just mix this up together into a paste when it gets nice and moist, and that will be our seasoning for the duck legs. I love a nice little quatre spicy. So that looks like nice crumbly mold. So we're just gonna dunk them duck legs in this paste, and it'll marinate for about 24 hours. All right, so I've got my marinade right here, and I got our legs. So we're just gonna add them to this bowl here. And we'll cover them up with this mixture. Cover them up with our mixture. All right, awesome. So these guys nice and thoroughly covered by that marinade, and they're just gonna go covered in the fridge for 24 hours. All right, so let me put them away, and I'll see you back in a day, my sauce mates. All right, people. So my duck legs have been marinating for 24 hours. As you can see here, they look nice and saucy. So I'm just going to first remove this marinade, and then we're gonna cook them up the confit style. All right, check this out. So we've got our delicious duck leg and thigh separated, removed from the marinade, and so they're ready for the duck fat. So confit, like I mentioned before, is cooked within its own fat. So I've got a bunch of cans of duck fat. I got 4 of them here because it needs to like fully be submerged in duck fat. So we're just gonna do that, put that in this pot here, and get it started. All right, check that out. Look at all this duck fat. Look at all that. It looks like delicious creamy butter, but it's so much tastier than that. Duck fat is by far my favorite fat to cook in. It has such a nice mellow flavor, but it's so rich, and it adds and enhances to the flavor so much. The key to do this confit method is to heat this up to approximately 190 degrees Fahrenheit. Then we'll cook our duck legs in the fat, along with 1 whole head of garlic with 4 4 little cloves stuck into the inside. And that's it. We'll do that for about 3 hours or so until you can stick a nice little toothpick into the thigh and have it be nice and fall apart-ish. Now it's essential to cook this fat over low heat. You don't want it to burn. I set the temperature to about like 3. I want it on like pretty low heat and just gradually bring it up to 190 degrees. And you'll know it's 190 degrees when your little instant read thermometer here tells me. That's what we're gonna know. All right, so when we get to 190 degrees, we will put that garlic in there and our duck legs and thighs. All right, look at that. Look at how silky smooth that duck fat rendered out. That's so smooth, and this looks so beautiful. A nice golden liquid gold right here. The best fat to cook with. It smells like, you know, Thanksgiving. The gravy that you get served with, that rich, buttery, like salty, savory deliciousness. It smells like that. It smells so good. So I think, let's check the temperature here. See how we did. Yes, we need it to 190. I'm gonna turn it down to just 1 so it just maintains that level of heat. And it's time to add our ingredients to the pot. So add that garlic clove mixture and our duck leg thighs. Sit down in there, big boy. Yes. Perfect. Perfect. That's it. So it's time to let these guys sit, and it's important to like maintain a temperature between 190 degrees Fahrenheit, and you don't want to get any hotter than 210 degrees Fahrenheit. So you got to come back and periodically check on it. This will be like 3 or 4 hours, you know, in the pot here. And then that's it. Donc le confit is going. I'm so excited. Look at how the garlic is like bubbling already. You can see the little bubbles coming up right there. Oh, it's gonna be so good. So delicious, delicious. All right, so what I'm about to do here now is take all that duck fat, and we're gently gonna pour it over and strain through this fine mesh strainer here, and let that duck fat cover the duck, and we'll put it back in the fridge overnight. Let's strain that out. Look at that. All right. All right, so yeah, look at that. We got them covered in that duck fat we just cooked it in, and all I gotta do is put them back in the fridge, and then tomorrow we'll just give these duck legs a nice sear, and it'll be perfect, ready for consumption. I am so pumped. All right, so check this out, guys. This is our duck legs that are submerged in the fat. It's, as you can see, it's totally congealed. And if I tilt it this way, you can kind of see one of them poking out. So I'm just gonna remove them from the fat now, set them into this pan, and we're just gonna sear them for, I don't know, 10 minutes or so until they're nice and warm. And that's it, they're fully cooked. All right, great. So I'm just gonna have to sear these in a little pan, and that's it. They'll be ready for eating. All right, so to go with and plate my duck confit, I wanna make a nice little side. And so I'm gonna make a potato mash with parsnip. So potato parsnip mash. This is a nice little parsnip here. I love a little snip snip. It gives a nice little bitter horseradishy, but not quite that strong flavor to the potato mash, and it'll be nice and crisp. So yeah, I'm gonna peel these guys and then cut them up into little cubes, and we're gonna boil them up so they're nice and soft to mash. All right, next we're gonna take our parsnip and potato combination and a couple of, as you can see here, there's a couple of cloves of garlic, fresh garlic in there, and we're just gonna boil them. All right, our parsnips and potatoes are definitely tender enough to be mashed up, so I'm just going to bring them over to the sink and strain them. All right, it's mashing time. Let's see. Oh, they come apart real easy. That's real nice there. All right, so continuing with our mash, I'm gonna start with some butter, a dollop of that duck fat. Hell yeah. On low heat, we're gonna pour in some milk. Let that mix in with the butter right there. All right, that looks warm and nice and well blended. We're gonna add our potato parsnip back into the pot here. All right, so check this out. Our mash is nice and done. It's a little bit more liquidy than I was going for, but it's still gonna be tasty. All right, so I got a nice yellow onion here, a nice perky round yellow onion, and I'm going to slice this sucker up. All right, so I wanna slice these nice round pieces. I'm just gonna do just like that. We'll have just little rounds that'll caramelize down real nice. All right, so those are sliced up. I'm gonna go ahead and saute those with some butter, and they're gonna get nice and delicious. I'll just add a little bit of that leftover duck fat to the pan. Why not? Use all them birdie juices, and half a stick of butter as well. And heat them up and get them nice and caramelized for this part of our dish. So now that our onions are nice and soft when I try to mix them around like this, I'm gonna add a little bit of sugar to enhance that caramelization process. And that's it. Stir it up, continue to cook it down, and that's it. And we got our caramelized onions. They're nice and golden. Look at that. There's nothing better than a caramelized onion, especially like on a burger. Those are damn good. But this is gonna be going on my dish too. And these are done. So everything's all ready. I'm just gonna assemble my duck leg confit. So for the final piece of this culinary puzzle, I'm going to roast some vegetables. I've got some baby portobello mushrooms up here, and I got a whole zucchini. So I'm gonna chop these up, and we're gonna roast these in a pan to serve with our duck confit. All right, so let's get these in a pan, and we're gonna roast these up in the oven. I wanna get them nice and crispy. All right, so it's now time to add our zucchini and baby bella mushroom mixture to the pan, and we're gonna cook it up as one of our sides for our duck leg confit. So I'm just gonna spread those around the pan. We're gonna put a little butter in there, a little bit of truffle oil. Ooh, I love truffle oil. This is gonna be a special one. Some salt and some pepper and garlic powder. All right. A little bit of this truffle oil. Perfect. So that's ready for the oven. I'm gonna put that in there at 350 degrees, approximately like 40 minutes or so till they get nice and crispy. And that will be going on the dish with our duck leg confit. Check it out right here. We got them. Look delicious. All right, my sauce mates, the time is nigh. We have arrived at the moment of truth. We are going to finally sear up our duck legs and thighs. So I'm getting this pan nice and hot. It already has plenty of fat covering up these birdie legs. So don't have to do much. We're just gonna put them straight in the pan, let them cook for about 10 minutes till they're, crispy and warm on the inside, and that's it. Hear that sizz? That's that good shit. That good shit. Check that out. Check out how good that looks. Our duck leg confit. All there's left to do is just plate it and serve it and eat it. So I'm gonna get to it. I'm so happy for this one. All right, guys, the hard part, the cooking's done. Here comes the fun part. Gonna decorate our plate. Do a nice little plate job. So here comes our parsley, parsnip, and potato mash puree. All right, let's top it off with our duck leg. A little bit of that fat left over. I'm just gonna, kind of drizzle it on the top. Get our caramelized onions. Give a nice little portion of them over there. Our roasted veggies. That truffle, once again, we're gonna put a little bit, just a little dash, not too much. We already got some on there. Extra special, I actually have some fresh black truffle I'm gonna shave on there. My fancy boy. And this is my fancy dinner. It's the couple. You only need truffle's a very strong flavor. I love it, but it's strong. So you need a couple of little shaved pieces. And just for pretty purposes, sprinkle the nice fresh parsley. And that's it. Plate is done. Look at that. Now all that's left to do is enjoy and eat. Hey, what's up my sauce mates? Honestly, I think I outdid myself. This is incredible. Let's take a look at that. That duck leg confit. I went all out for this one. It does not disappoint. Like I said, duck is my favorite poultry. And this is a multiple day process. Cooking in fat, letting it soak in that fat, takes lots of patience, but it pays off in the end. I also paired it with some caramelized onions and some portobello mushroom, baby portobello mushrooms and zucchini. And there's actually some black truffles, fresh black truffles on top. So, without further ado, let's see how I did. Wow, that looks good. That looks delicious. Let me get a little bit of mash and also a black truffle and an onion. Let's see. What do they say in French? Bon appetit. Oh my God. I'm speechless. Holy shit, that's good. I gotta have another bite. Oh my God. I can't believe I did that myself. Holy shit, guys. Wow. This one's incredible. Let's try our little side, our mushrooms and zucchini. With the truffle oil. That is real good. My sauce mates, I've out-sauced myself. This is the sauciest moment of my life right now. Oh my God, it's so good. So yeah, guys, that will bring us to the end of this video. Honestly, this is my favorite dish yet.